Hello my dear students, welcome back to Mysore Pathshala. I am Pooja Vaishnav, your chemistry mentor, and today in this session we are going to discuss on an important topic, that is colligative property. And in this session we will discuss two important properties, that is elevation in boiling point and relative lowering of vapor pressure. So these two topics we are going to discuss along with the numericals. So I want you to stay till the end without leaving even a single topic, because this chapter and this topic is important, very much important for your board exam, and even I can say it's helpful in your competitive part too, right? So without making any delay, let's get started. So here we have colligative property. So what is the meaning of this colligative property? According to Latin, co means together and ligate means bind. So binding together. This is the meaning of colligative property. So what is this property means? Generally, property means what? Its characteristics, right? So here we will see some of the properties of a solution which depends only on number of solute particles, but not on what type of solute it is. It is not depending upon the nature of it, right? So colligative properties are the properties which depends upon the number of solute particles, but not on the nature of it. So which are the properties we are going to discuss here? So the first property is relative lowering of vapor pressure. Relative lowering of vapor pressure. Second one, elevation in boiling point. And the third colligative property is depression in freezing point. And the last one is osmotic pressure. So in this session we are going to see these two topics, these two properties in detail. Okay. So what is relative lowering of vapor pressure? Imagine. What you are going to imagine? Imagine you have two beakers. In one beaker you have pure water, and one more beaker you have salt water. Now you are keeping these two under the sunlight. You are going to keep this both under the sunlight for one day. Okay. So what happens? The next day when you see, the volume is going to decrease, obviously. In both you are going to see decrease in its volume. But when you compare the volume, you will see in pure water you will see larger amount of water is evaporated. Larger portion of water is evaporated. But in case of salt solution, you will see a little, means comparatively smaller amount of water is evaporated. And the reason for it is, what's the reason behind this? Look, this is a pure water and this is salt water. In pure water, the surface is occupied completely with water particles itself, right? The surface is completely filled up with water particle. But in case of salt water, you will see salt particles are also present at the surface, right? And salt is volatile or non-volatile? Just tell me, salt is a volatile compound or non-volatile component? Salt is non-volatile. It won't convert into vapor form, right? So when it is non-volatile, it means it is not contributing in the vapor form. It won't convert into vapor form, right? So they are creating a kind of problem. So wherever we had water molecules, here lesser number of water molecules are there at the surface, right? Comparatively, here we will see a lesser number of water particles, right? So the vapor pressure in this case is decreased compared to this. Compared to this, the vapor pressure is decreased in case of salt water. And this decrease in vapor pressure is known as relative lowering of vapor pressure. Don't you think it is simple concept? Right? So relative lowering of vapor pressure means decrease in vapor pressure. I have already told you what is vapor pressure means. The vapor formed by the component present in a solution is a vapor pressure. And where do you see this vapor pressure? On the surface of the liquid itself. Right? So it is ratio of lowering of vapor pressure to vapor pressure of pure solvent. The relative lowering of vapor pressure of solution containing non-volatile solute is equal to mole fraction of solute in the solution. So what they are saying? How much it is going to lower? As I said, there is a decrease in vapor pressure. We will see when I put non-volatile solute to a liquid. Right? I had a pure water and to that I have added spoon of salt. Right? So this is non-volatile. When non-volatile is added to a pure solvent, it is decreasing the vapor pressure. Comparatively to pure water, if I compare salt water, then it is decreasing the vapor pressure, right? So it is relative lowering of vapor pressure is observed. But how much? How much it is decreasing? So the relative lowering of vapor pressure is proportional to mole fraction of salt here. So can I say the relative lowering of vapor pressure of solution containing non-volatile solute is equal to mole fraction of solute in the solution, right? So if I put 10 spoons of salt to a water, then the vapor pressure is also going to decrease to a larger extent, right? So relatively higher the amount of solute, non-volatile solute you are going to add, so higher the mole fraction of solute in the solution, higher is the lowering of vapor pressure. So you will see a larger amount of decrease in vapor pressure you are going to see, right? Clear? So the relative lowering of vapor pressure depends upon the mole fraction of solute, mole fraction of salt present in a solution. Clear? Right. So we can write this in this form. What is this? PA naught minus PA divided by PA naught. So this is lowering. So lowering of vapor pressure means we are comparing pure solvent with a solution. So I told you before, wherever I write P naught, it means it is for a pure state, vapor pressure of a component in its pure state. So if I write PA naught, it means it is vapor pressure of a component in its pure state. Means before mixing with any other component, right? So this is vapor pressure of A in pure state. And what is PA? It is partial pressure. PA is partial vapor pressure. Partial vapor pressure of a component in the solution. So if I subtract this, obviously I will get the lowering of vapor pressure. And when I relate this with the pure, when I compare this with the pure component's vapor pressure, I am going to get relative lowering of vapor pressure. So totally what is this? PA naught minus PA divided by PA naught shows me the relative lowering of vapor pressure. And as they said, it is equal to mole fraction of solute. So which is solute here? B is a solute. Okay, B is a solute here. So I wrote it as XB. Clear? So relative lowering of vapor pressure I got. So can I write mole fraction of B as number of moles of B divided by number of moles of A plus number of moles of B? We know this. Mole fraction formula we know. We have learned this earlier, right? So I can write this thing in place of mole fraction of B, XB. So I wrote it down. But in dilute solution, what I will see, the number of moles of P is lesser compared to A. Dilute solution means what? What is the meaning of dilute solution? It means more solvent is present, more and more solvent is present. So number of solute particle is going to be lesser. When number of solute particle is going to be lesser, it means NB is lesser than NA. So when it's very much lesser, I can neglect this in this total moles. In this total, I can neglect this. So I'm going to remove this. And when I remove this, I'm going to get one more equation, NB divided by NA, number of moles of B divided by number of moles of A. Right? I got this. And we know that number of moles can be written as mass by molar mass, or we can call it as molecular mass. And mass is denoted by W and molecular mass is denoted by M. Right? So just simply write, wherever we have N, we will write W by M. So you can see, in place of N I wrote W by M, and it is B. For B I wrote divided by Na. So divided by Na. In place of Na I should write Wa by Ma, right? So if I reverse it, Ma is going to come to numerator part and Wa will be in the denominator part. You know the math, right? If you want, I can write it again, not a problem. I'll just write and show you how it is. Okay. Okay. So here, in place of NB, can I write WB by MB and divided by WA by MA. So can I write this thing reversibly like this? WB by, okay, wait a minute, can't be visible, right? Okay. So here I'll write this thing over here. Okay, NB can be written as WB by MB divided by, for Na I can write WA by MA. We know number of moles can be written as mass by molar mass. Mass is denoted by W and molecular mass or molar mass is denoted by capital M. So wherever you see N, you will write W by M. So I wrote here, in place of NB I wrote WB by MB, and in place of NA I wrote WA by MA. So I can reverse this and I can write it as WA by MB, WB by MB into MA divided by WA. So you can see the same thing is here, right? And again, this we are rearranging this equation. We are simply rearranging this equation. We'll take this side and we'll convert this, all of these things, this over. Okay, so this is PA naught, and after rearranging we'll get one more equation, that is MB is equal to, what is MB here? It is a molecular weight of solute. B is solute here, right? B is solute and A is solvent. A is solvent. So MB means what? Molecular weight of solute. So using this formula, can I able to find out the molecular weight of solute? True? Yes. So